2025 for me was a year of revelations, and it taught me so much about the power of delusion and why our art needs to be delusional, not realistic. At the start of the year, I was hitting a pretty low point. I had posted close to 220 videos with no traction, and everyone around me said the same things to me, and I heard be realistic a lot. The lines I heard most were reality always wins. The market decides. If it's good, it'll be heard. Or maybe you just aren't good enough. And I can't deny it, that's the obvious truth. The clean adult sentence. But I kept going, and that's where I think a lot of people would have thought of me as the delusional artist. All I wanted was to know that I'm not alone in this world, and to find people who resonate with at least something of what I feel I have to offer into this world. And personally, I leaned into that delusion. That delusion made me get up every day and get to work, and it still does. And I know that there are millions like me out there, with dreams still unfulfilled. And yes, the stats are against us. Nick Drake died thinking no one cared. Rodriguez went back to demolition work, while an entire country treated his songs like scripture. Kurt Cobain had the biggest spotlight on earth and still couldn't feel real inside it. This video is about 2025 and what it taught me about the power of delusion, especially if you're an artist. And at the end of the year, I can say with confidence, yes, I am Delulu and I'm a proudly delusional artist. Chapter 1. Hopelessness. I started 2025 in a place I don't glamorize. I wasn't down, I wasn't stuck, I didn't have imposter syndrome. I just felt hopeless. The kind of hopelessness where I felt the whole world was stacked against me. The kind of hopelessness where you look down at your numbers and your metrics and you don't feel motivation, just a kind of sadness. After 225 videos posted on YouTube with barely any views, losing labels, projects, shows kind of withering out, I just felt a kind of grief over the potential that I felt I could not live up to. Because the unspoken deal that I believed in was simple. If I keep getting better, eventually the world will notice. And 2025, at least the starting of it, was looking at me in the face and saying, no. And the belief internally started shifting from success is coming to maybe only failure is possible. And at that point where I think I was at peak hopelessness, something shifted in me. I stopped giving a fuck. And a realization came to me from a simple question I asked myself. Would you still do this if no one watched, everyone left and no one cared? And weirdly enough, the answer was clear as day to me. It was a yes, a resounding yes. I need music to express myself and survive, not for hype. This is all I've ever done and all I'll ever do. And worst case, I would have died trying my best. And honestly, I'm okay with that. And here's the really weird part. That question and clarity I felt kind of set me free. I accepted failure as the most likely outcome. And the only caveat being that every piece of music or video that I put out had to be the best possible song or video I could make at that point of time, with whatever resources I possessed at that point of time. Nothing more, nothing less. I put a lot of pressure on myself for doing what was in my control, which was my own work. And I tried to forget what that work might get me. And somewhere from inside that nothing left to lose space, something happened that I didn't expect. A video that I'd done titled Why Society Hates Artists, which if you've seen came from a place of deep depression and a sense of personal failure, kind of blew up on YouTube and far beyond what I'd expected. And slowly I think a community started forming. Not millions, not viral, but you. Real people who are going through the same things as me, who felt similarly and cared about similar art and music. The comments that you left felt like a comforting hand on my shoulder, which just felt like it had been carrying a burden for way too long. I finally started finding people that I would love to know. A small tribe I'm proud to be a part of. If you're watching and you've been a part of that, thank you. You mean more to me than you could know. And from talking to you and reading your comments, I learned something deeper about art and the power of delusion. And I want to share that with you in the next section. Chapter 2. Delusion is a survival mechanism. Let's talk about delusion. Because we've been trained to use that word as an insult. We've all heard these phrases. Who do you think you are? Be realistic. You're not special. Maybe this just isn't for you. If translated, it reads to, please return to the factory and stop trying to be an actual person. You feel called out for your art or your delusion. But there's an actual term for this in psychology. Shelley E. Taylor and Jonathan D. Brown showed that a lot of people carried what they called positive illusions. A small necessary lie that keeps you moving when the odds say stop. I think a lot of people wired like this are not realistic. They slightly overbelieve in themselves. They slightly overbelieve in the future. They carry a small, irrational flame that refuses to go out. And for artists, I think that flame is not optional. Because if you look at the odds, the real odds, most of us shouldn't exist as artists. Not professionally, not publicly, not for the long term. The system is stacked against you. The economy is tight. Discovery channels are broken. And AI is flooding our room with slop. If you were perfectly realistic, you would quit. And if I was completely realistic, I would have quit a long time ago. But this delusion keeps me and I think a lot of us going. So yes, I think artists need to be delusional. Not denial. Delusion. Delusion is the rent is due and it's hard, but the work still matters. I'll get through this no matter what odds are stacked against me. Denial is more like the rent isn't real. Delusion, I think, acts like a ray of hope when you need it the most. It's a lifeline. The unfortunate part is that most people who tell us to also be realistic are always people who benefit the most from us staying small, who don't want us to be the best possible version of ourselves that we can possibly be. It's others' fear of life and existence projected onto us. Realism, I feel, is like a leash. It sounds like wisdom, but I think it's just fear wearing a suit. And music and art is full of people who had to outbelieve the room. David Bowie was rejected and told he had no future. Then he invented one. Billie Holiday sang like her life depended on it because maybe it did. Delusion is that part of you which keeps writing the song when no one claps. Delusion is faith, belief in yourself and that your art is required. It is the temple to which your allegiance and your sense of meaning is tied to. Delusion, I really feel, can take you where no realistic idea can. It is the helping hand and your guide when your faith seems to falter. So I am delusional and I am proud to be delusional. And I hope you are too. Chapter 3. Giving in to the Muse. 2025 also taught me something brutal. If your definition of good music is music that performs, you're finished. Because performance is a moving target. Today it's hooks, tomorrow it's shorts. Next week it's a new platform. Next month it's AI generated clones that never sleep and make music non-stop. It's a moving target which is built to serve the system, not you. The minute you make your art because of what it might get you is the minute you're an employee to the machine and not serving your inner core. But I feel the Muse doesn't speak in analytics. The Muse speaks in that quiet pressure inside of you. And it says, do it again, go deeper, don't lie. Historically, people refer to the Muse as a daemon, a genius or some external force. Whether you believe that literally or not, the function is the same. It takes the weight off your ego. It turns art into a relationship and not a product. And that relationship is private. It's your relationship with the vast expanse that the universe is. That is your reason for being. Not your bills, not your obligations, not what you should be, but who you are. Your muse is your ideal life staring back at you and telling you the path you need to take. So today, if you're feeling hopeless, just try this. Make one small piece of art or music that you would make even if nobody saw it. Forget the audience, pretend they don't exist. You are the audience and make the most selfish piece of work you can for yourself. That's where the muse, I think, lives. Chapter 4. 2025 broke the meritocracy myth. The most painful lie that I think artists inherit is the meritocracy myth. Talent rises, hard work pays. If it's good, it will be heard. That belief, I think, gives comfort to people who need the world to be fair. But art history, and honestly your and my own life, proves the opposite. Discovery is an accident. Recognition is politics. Virality is not virtue. And weirdly, realizing this didn't depress me. It clarified a really important thing to me the more I dived in. Because if the world is not fair, then failure is not proof of worthlessness. Obscurity is not a moral judgment. It just means the weather didn't turn your way yet. So 2025 did something strange to me. It removed the illusion that I could earn love by performing correctly. It pushed me back into the only place where I feel that my art and ideas are safe, in integrity and honesty. When the system stops promising you anything, you stop making deals with it. You stop sanding down your edges to fit someone else's idea of what's viable. I think you start becoming yourself again. Don't doubt yourself, doubt the weather. If you're watching this at the end of 2025 and questioning everything, I get it. I really do. You might feel invisible. You might feel like you're screaming into a room where no one's listening. But here's what I think I learned and what I'm taking away from 2025. Do not use external silence to measure your internal value. Your worth is not something you win. It's not something you earn by being useful, by being productive, famous, or even successful. There is value in you simply because you exist. You are here. You exist. Your ideas, your art, your humanity are valuable just because of that simple fact. You're a part of this massive cosmos looking back at itself and trying to understand itself through your specific eyes and your sound and opinion. So as 2025 rounds off, here's my wish for you in 2026. Keep your delusion because it's your life force. Keep your muse because it's your internal compass. And keep making your work because it's proof that you were here. And if nobody has told you this in a long time, I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're still here. And I hope 2026 gives you the kind of moments where you look back and say to yourself, oh, so I wasn't crazy. I was just early. I'm so happy I'm alive. If you watched the video till here, thank you so much for watching, and please leave a comment and let me know how you overcome your own moments of doubt. As a musician myself, here's a song I made when I was going through all the emotions I described in this video, and they're perfectly described in this song. And I'm glad to say that I'm coming up with new music in January 2026. And if you prefer more of these talking head style of videos, here's a video I think you might like. If you liked or felt anything, please leave a comment. I would love to connect with you.